Satan is very serious about taking you to hell. There are many people that are very serious about their lives, earthly lives. They work hard, they wake up very early in the morning, 5 or maybe even 4 at dawn. And they prepare, they work very hard. You wake up at 5 at dawn or maybe 4, and you hurry up and prepare yourself to go to work, and then you come very late in the evening. That is just an earthly job that is giving you an earning only to survive on planet Earth. But what about your eternity? How are you securing your eternity? How do you live your life? What do you invest for your eternity? If you are so busy, so occupied with your earthly works, earthly life, you work. There are people here, they're so serious, with their jobs that they don't even want to make a single mistake. They work very hard to please their boss, their employers, their organizations, so that they can even get promoted. They work hard that they even come earlier than the time just to get that good score, so that they can either get promoted, or they can get that privilege from their employers and all that. But what do you do for Jesus? What do you do for your salvation? Are you working hard? Are you working overtime? Because Satan is so desperate to get your soul to hell, for you to perish. That's all what matters. He may not fight your finance, he may not fight your health, he may not fight your well-being or anything that is valuable in your life. But he's working very hard to make sure that you do not get to heaven. Because all these things that you're getting, all these material things, one day you're going to lose them. One day they are all going to perish. So to him, they are not that important. But what matters is your precious soul. So are you working hard for your soul? Are you working hard for your salvation? If you can wake up at 4 or 5 early in the morning just to prepare and get to work, and then come late at night, what time do you invest to God? Because when you die, your job is not going to help you. All the time will be a waste. All the time will be a waste where you used to wake up, and you realize it was all vain. You did not invest. And many people tend to make excuses like my job, my this, my that. But you must know that your job is just earthly. It's going to end up, one day you will just die. You might even die tomorrow. Who knows? And then go to hell while you're regretting all that time. So don't make any excuses at all, and work hard your salvation. Work hard your salvation, my dear brother and sister. No matter how much time, no matter how tight your schedule is, make time, sufficient time for the Lord in prayer and fasting, and don't make any excuses. Even if you have to sleep 4 hours, then better that than to miss. Because you as much as you invest so much time in your job, you must also invest time in the presence of the Lord, because what matters is your salvation. When you die, your work is not going to save you. God is not going to take excuse like, oh, you used to wake up from 4 at dawn, and you come very late, you would have job, kids to take care, and cooking. All that does not matter to the Lord. What matters to him is the time you spent for his work, is the time you spent in evangelism, reading the Bible, prayer, worshiping him, just being in his presence and doing what pleases him. Anything that is connected to him or related to him. Satan is so desperate to take us to hell. This is why he's doing all he can to get us lazy and to make us heavy into pursuing, a real Christian life, which is a life of consecration, abstination, self-denial, fasting and prayer. Many people are very, very attached to food. They don't want to fast. They hardly fast, and making excuses. But one day, when you die, you will realize excuses were nothing. You will wish that you never gave any excuses for fasting. You wish that you never gave any excuses for doing midnight prayer. You wish that you never brought up any excuse to do night vigil. Because people might think, I cannot do a night vigil at home, it's too tired. You must start doing it. Jesus spent all night praying, so you also must start somewhere. It's hard, yes, but you must start somewhere. It's just like a training. You start from a low point as a Christian baby, and you begin to develop and grow as long as you do not give up and you persist and you are consistent. The Lord honors our effort. The Lord honors our sacrifice. So when he sees you, taking a step, he will strengthen you. He will empower you. No matter how, difficult or tight your schedule is, make sure that you make a healthy timetable where you will spend, healthily you will spend in prayer, in fasting, just being in the presence of the Lord. That's what matters. Because all these jobs, all these activities and things that we do that are not for the Lord, they don't matter at all. They are all vain work. They are all vain work. They are all vain work. So what matters to Jesus is the time you spend for him. Because if you die not having anything to do with Jesus, you will go to a place where that has nothing to do with Jesus, and that is hell. You're going to spend your eternity to hell because you never had time for the Lord. You thought, your work, your husband, your wife, your family, your activities, your friends are the ones that are more important. You don't want to spend time with the Lord. And where do you think when you die you will go? This is why many people are going to hell, because of sins they do not know why. Because they don't have time to pray. They don't have time to be in the presence of the Lord and ask him and listen to him. Because when you always come to the presence of the Lord will always convict you of sin. Whatever that is not right, he will tell you. And I'm a living testimony. Nobody had to tell me about whether genes are sins. But because I used to spend more time in prayer, the Lord would literally speak to me just anywhere. Even when I'm in the kitchen cleaning, in the bathroom washing, God will show me visions and tell me things, and things that I was so shocked, like, how can these things be displeasing to the Lord? But that's it. We must work our salvation. Get serious with your salvation, because Satan is so serious about taking you to hell. He's working hard. He's working overtime. He's spending the entire night just multiplying instruments, multiplying tactics and strategies to gauge your soul. Just a single soul is important to him. So you also, knowing all that, you must work hard. Make sure you spend time in prayer. Don't let a day pass without you spending time in prayer. Start somewhere. Even if you're weaker in prayer, you are only starting, but show the Lord that you are willing to, and the Lord will strengthen you, because the Lord honors our effort and he sees whatever we do for him. And when he sees that we are persisting He will enable us wherever we are weak. He knows that we are weak. Even Paul said that his body is weak, but his spirit is willing. The flesh is weak. So the Lord will strengthen you, because He knows without Him you cannot do it. But at least you showed Him that you desire Him. The Lord is not going to force you. You must know how serious your salvation is. Your salvation is not about going to church on Sunday only, but it's about being a Christian every day, every hour, every minute, and every second. So how much time do you spend in prayer? Yet you can spend 8 hours in the office, in your job, business, but how much time do you spend in prayer? How much time do you spend reading the Bible? Do you go to evangelize? Or do you support evangelism? Because some may not be privileged to do evangelism, but they can support evangelism financially. Support men of God, true men of God, obviously, not false prophet with their multi-millionaires worth cars and houses. I'm not talking about those false prophets who are always asking for seeds, $100, $1,000. I'm talking about true men of God who are not even rich, but they are the ones that the Lord is using, the ones that are truly called, preaching the true gospel, that the kingdom of God is coming. So my dear, are you serious with your salvation? Because one thing I can tell you, that Satan is very serious, so serious about taking you to hell, about taking the whole world to hell, about taking your whole family to hell. You, your husband, your children, whom you're working so hard for, whom you're spending so much time to please them, to make them happy. But in the end, if you do not work out your salvation and pray for them, all your earthly happiness and joy moments will be vain, because you will all go to hell. So make sure that you work out your salvation. Spend time in prayer. May God bless you.